Smartphones of 2019-2021 will be the best choice. Next, we will look at their features. iPhone SE, second generation. A very affordable iPhone. An excellent choice at a reasonable price. Insiders compare it with the 11th version, placed in the case of the 8th model. For a budget price, we get the performance of a 2019 flagship with a compact 4.7-inch IPS LCD display. Instead of Face ID, the manufacturer used Touch ID to be able to sell a smartphone at an adequate price. This smartphone is a great choice for those who buy an iPhone for the first time or use it primarily for business purposes. Its characteristics and power will make it possible to use it for several years. You'll also love it if you're a fan of the home button, as it unlocks with Touch ID. The basic iPhone may look a little outdated due to the wide bezels at the top and bottom of the display, but its power will amaze. SE is a great choice if appreciate the classic look with a home button, you have a limited budget, but want to use a modern smartphone, already have a latest generation iPhone, but require a budget version to work. iPhone 11, iPhone 11 Pro, 11 Pro Max. But just think carefully about what you need. This line was introduced in 2019. Currently, this is a good choice, but you should decide which model you need. Let's start the review with the basic version. It is presented in several new shades. Green and purple are in particular demand among users. For the first time, the iPhone received two lenses. This has opened up new possibilities in creating high-quality photos and videos, especially in comparison with models of previous generations. For the first time there was a night mode. And it's incredible. The front camera has also expanded its capabilities. The viewing angle has increased, so the functioning of Face ID has increased by 30%. Performance has also reached a new level. Now the iPhone 11 is based on the A13 chip. It is identical to the iPad Pro 2019, so it's hard to even imagine all its capabilities. Working with augmented reality, video correction and other operations are performed without pauses and stops. Built-in memory is present in three variations: 64, 128, 256 of a gigabyte. The manufacturer has also improved protection against dust and moisture. It can dive into water up to 2 meters deep. Key features of a premium smartphone: 4 GB RAM, the appearance of a double zoom cool 12 megapixels front camera shooting video at 60 frames per second, improved protection against moisture and dust in addition to the base model. In 2019, Apple was pleased with two more iPhone models, iPhone 11 Pro and 11 Pro Max. The main parameters of professional models: as many as 4 shades of the body, new generation chip, A13 Bionic main unit with 3 12 megapixels lenses, front camera 12 megapixels, support HDR mode, built-in memory in 3 configurations: 64, 256, 512 of a gigabyte, new generation of protection against water, to a depth of 4 meters, wireless power support. In addition to common features, there are a number of distinctive characteristics. For example, the 11 Pro is 5.8 inches while the 11 Pro Max is 6.5 inches. They also have different weights. Autonomy max per hour more. And of course, the price difference. The maximum configuration will cost more. The OLED display, also called Super Retina XDR, is very similar to the iPhone 12 in terms of parameters. In bright sunlight, its brightness reaches up to 900 nits, so you do not have to cover the screen with your hand. Watching content in HDR format will bring a lot of pleasure, because the video will be as detailed as possible. iPhone 12 Pro, 12 Pro Max. Powerful gadget with powerful charging. Both models are considered top-end, so they will cost more than the base and mini versions. 12 Pro Max with a 6.7-inch diagonal and sharp edges. There are many reviews about the updated case, but we can say for sure, stylish and comfortable in daily use. The case is made of high-quality surgical steel, therefore it is resistant to various mechanical damages. The triple camera now has a 2.5 zoom telephoto lens. This is what improved the portrait mode. Now, to create the perfect portrait, you don't have to get close to a person, just bring the model closer on the screen. The lidar laser scanner makes shots even sharper in complete darkness. You can also create a beautiful bokeh effect with it. iPhone 12 Mini, iPhone 12. One of the best options. The mini version is a dream come true for iPhone fans who wanted cosmic power in a compact package. 5.4-inch screen and all the advantages of older versions. Inside place the best processor of the latest generation for 2020. The chip is made using 5 nanometer technology, so all tasks occur at an extraordinary speed, while conserving energy. Augmented reality, the latest game graphics and work with video content is not a problem for 12 models. iPhone 12 is the golden mean between price and quality. The manufacturer has completely updated the design and now the smartphone has sharp edges. The pixel density has increased, so the image has become even more realistic and clear, even if you hold the iPhone very close to your eyes. The main unit is a camera with two lenses of 12 megapixels. Now the photos are incredibly clear and juicy. The main matrix creates detailed shots even in total darkness. Autonomy is simply shocking. The iPhone 12 is capable of 17 hours of continuous video playback. Thus, we get a real day and a half of work without additional recharging. iPhone 13 mini. Very powerful and very compact, a miniature smartphone for those who love compactness and often recall the design of the 5th generation. Its body is made of glass and ceramics, and the display is covered with ceramic shield. This panel is responsible for the integrity of the smartphone. The frames of the Mini are made from aluminium, used in aviation. The IP68 standard reliably protects against water. In addition to sharp edges, there is also a new type of screen, because the bangs have decreased by 20%. On the back is a system of two cameras located diagonally. The display was Super Retina XDR with a diagonal of 5.4 inches. The possibilities of OLED technology are impressive, as well as the brightness, which has increased by 28%. The standard brightness is 800 candelas per square meter, and when watching HDR content, it will approach the mark of 1200 candela per square meter. However, the display uses less battery compared to last year's version. Inside is a stunning A15 Bionic processor. Created using a 5 nanometers process, contains 15 billion transistors. In 1 second, the chip is capable of performing up to 15.8 trillion tasks. He is also in tandem with the neural engine system responsible for the processes associated with artificial intelligence. The performance has increased by 50% even when using capacious programs. A15 guarantees smooth operation of the cameras and scrolling of the display. As for the GPU, graphics processing has grown by 30%. The minimum amount of internal memory is now 128 gigabytes. It's great that Apple abandoned 64 gigabytes, because such a figure is extremely small for modern needs. There are also 256 and 512 gigabytes configurations. And for the first time for iPhones, 1 terabyte of memory was introduced. iPhone 13. Ideal price-performance ratio. The functionality of the iPhone 13 is amazing. The processor and display are similar to the mini version. The only difference is in the diagonal of the screen. This model has 6.1 inches. The following are the features of the camera unit. The appearance of automatic adjustment of shooting parameters in night mode. Image shift stabilization for crisp, detailed content. Ultra-wide-angle lens captures 47% more light. Incredible low-light footage thanks to fast shutter speeds to blur the background in portrait mode. Just click on the screen. It is possible to create video in Dolby Vision HDR format. The processor is new, and the screen has been optimized. So, we need improved autonomy. That is why the duration of the iPhone 13 has increased by 2 hours. Smart Data Mode helps save battery. iPhone 13 Pro. Flagship without compromise. The flagship of the new generation. Externally, the device has not changed much since the 12th generation, but you can immediately see the innovations in the camera unit. Of course, they have been optimized, because they take photos at the level of professional cameras. There are 3 lenses: main, ultra-wide, telephoto. Each 12 megapixels. The display diagonal is 6.1 inches, and the colors on it are calibrated. Now there is support for 120 Hz in automatic mode. The refresh rate is adaptive, so the device guarantees excellent power efficiency. The latest A15 Bionic processor is the most powerful in our time. RAM 6 GB. The main memory has also increased even in the minimum configuration. The maximum version gives 1 terabyte of storage, great news for photographers and bloggers. The depth of sound provided by the upgraded stereo speakers is impressive. Liquid protection at its best. Also pleased with the support for high-speed and wireless power. They worked fruitfully on autonomy, therefore, finally, a unique duration of operation on a single charge. iPhone 13 Pro Max. Cool, but very expensive. The most expensive but best smartphone of 2021 is the iPhone 13 Pro Max. Its characteristics are almost the same as those of the firmware, but the screen size is 6.7 inches. The benefits of 13 Pro Max include extremely powerful hardware platform, advanced professional cameras, adaptive display refresh rate, excellent level of autonomy. Now you don't have to carry a charger with you everywhere. New features in video creation mode. The 13 Pro Max comes in several shades: white, gold, and dark gray. Instead of dark blue in version 12, light blue was used. The bang on the display has decreased, and there is also support for 120 Hz. The minimum amount of memory is now 128 GB, which is great, because the previous 64 GB was very small. The 1 TB configuration will be the most expensive, but will open up a lot of possibilities. The smartphone supports adaptive screen refresh rates up to 120 Hz. This means that it will take half the time to update. Oscillation frequency from 10 to 120 Hz. The device itself determines when it is necessary to use the maximum frequency. This had a positive effect on autonomy. The door to the world of professional photography is opened by a camera block with 3 lenses and a lidar sensor. Now even at night you can take the most detailed shots. Autofocus is possible at a distance of 2 centimeters. The wide-angle lens captures 2.2 times more light, while the ultra-wide-angle lens captures 92% more. Brief guide to model selection. iPhones are premium smartphones, so the purchase will not be cheap. If you want to save as much as possible, choose SE2. But be aware that the display and camera capabilities will lag behind more modern models. The best option in 2022 will be the iPhone 12 or 13. If we consider the latest generation of smartphones, then as your heart desires and as your wallet allows.